A medical business is reportedly researching a drug to treat diabetes at the beginning of the movie. The business is clandestinely and unlawfully testing patients while it develops this medication. Those who use this drug experience negative side effects. Their diabetes was not cured, but they do. They are now victims of the zombie virus as a result of it, but the firm is still doing research. After a while, a hidden corporate door is revealed from which a child emerged, but he was no longer a normal person and had instead turned into a zombie as a result of a medication's negative effects. He gets up and walks over to the adjacent hamlet where a car with a couple inside is visible on the village road. Their automobile is involved in an accident because of a sharp object that was on the road they were traveling on. After their automobile hits the Bridges beach, a mechanic by the name of June appears out of nowhere. When he begins to assist the pair, it becomes clear that he intentionally left the sharp object there in order to cause a tire rupture and attract a clientele like them. He drives their automobile to a neighboring hamlet so that it may be fixed. The next morning, they received the bill for the automobile repair. His residence was in the hamlet. That was a sizable sum, so the couple offers him a card to settle the tab. June doesn't like this, and in the meanwhile, June's wife and daughter emerge and attempt to frighten them while brandishing the meat cutter. As soon as they realize this, the pair panics and gives them the cash while leaving. The zombie entered the settlement from the other side and was attempting to capture people since he was starving. We learned that the zombie was unique from the others since, in contrast to them, he was feeble and unable to attack anybody despite the kids' ease in making fun of him. He was powerless to stop the zombie from being chased by a dog, so the zombie retreated in a bathroom to get away from the dog, but the dog wouldn't leave and kept barking at him. When June's father hears the dog barking and sees the door, he goes outside. Moving inside to investigate, he is attacked and his head gets bit by the zombie. As June's daughter arrives home and sees the zombie approaching from the front, he flees from the scene. He was creeping up on her to bite her when the dog reappeared and started after him once more. June's daughter flees before the zombie downs. On this route, June's brother may be seen. He traveled to the city in search of a job, but since he was unsuccessful, he was going back to his town. As he notices a dog following her and realizes that the zombie was also following them, he begins running with June's daughter. The zombie instantly runs towards June's truck as he comes and crashes into the front fields. They are alarmed by this because they believe he was a person who was crushed to death. The dog returns and begins following him as a result, forcing the zombie to flee. The zombie rises up again the next minute, surprising everyone with his appearance. When June and his family got home, they were surprised and wondered how this was possible. How is that man still alive after such a bad accident? Even he was moving quickly. Nothing unexpected occurred to him, and as soon as the ambulance pulls up to their house, June's father exits. He needed a bandage because the zombie had hurt him, and since it was becoming dark and the dog was still behind Undead, he headed to the hospital. He hides there to get away from it in June's garage. During this, June's father is seen in his little van, although it seems to be a room rather than a van since he has converted it to be a home. He was having a break here and thinking about his desire. He really wanted to travel to an island and have fun, but he couldn't since he didn't have any money and wasn't finding a way to earn any. Infection is growing in his body as a result of the zombie biting him, which causes his body temperature to rise. On the opposite side, June's daughter enters the garage with her grandfather to look because she thinks there could be someone there. The person who bit me in the morning is identified when they see the zombie version of June's father. He starts assaulting him in retaliation. As they get in the garage, they notice the zombie and assume that someone has put him to death, but then he wakes up unexpectedly, making them afraid to see him. June's daughter then tells everyone about it, and their haste, they trapped the zombie inside while closing the garage doors as they saw the Undead close the memoirs. But June's brother later said that because the man is a zombie, he is not actually dying. After that, he shows them the zombie classic trained abuse and they start to believe him. June's wife makes him dizzy because she fears that he would turn into a zombie because June's father was also bitten by a zombie. Later, while he was unconscious, he was trapped inside the little van. The same night, June's brother uses the internet to look for ways to avoid zombies. Following that, he informs everyone that zombies like devouring human brains. At this point, his father shows up, but June's brother attacks him as soon as he sees him, reasoning that it must have been a long time since he was transformed into a zombie. June is upset with his brother since he realizes his father did not turn into a zombie but is still alive. Daddy struck his father carelessly. When June now begins striking objects and abusing his brother, June's daughter enters the garage to see the zombie. She gives him some cabbage to eat, and he consumes it because he views it as human brain. When June's daughter has already departed, June's wife shows up and uses a plier to remove every tooth from the zombie. Now, a weird transformation is seen in June's father. He didn't turn into a zombie, but there are changes in his physique as a result, making him appear young once again. The zombie won't bite someone if he doesn't have teeth. As he travels to the village to enjoy it after seeing it, his buddies are startled to witness the drastic shift. They encircle him and begin grilling him, asking him to reveal the method by which he stays youthful. They learn about zombies from June's father, who also claims that he was bitten by a zombie and has since become young rather than a zombie. When his brother June hears this, who was unemployed, his pals began asking him to help them abduct and sell the zombie in exchange for the right to bite it and demand money from us. He acts in the same manner, but when he was operating the truck, he was pulled over for exceeding the speed limit. The zombie is discovered chained inside this vehicle by the police, who then arrest June's brother and transport him to the police station after. Some time his family shows around, and now that June's father has grown avaricious, he claims that this zombie is his son. But later, June's daughter offers him cabbage to eat when they are taking him home and locking him in the garage. Suddenly, everyone notices that the zombie has no teeth since someone ruthlessly removed them. In the meanwhile, locals flock here to get older, but because zombies lack teeth, how will this be possible? When June's father had an idea, he glued prosthetic teeth into the zombie's mouth. He let all the old people bitten by that zombie. They get a lot of money in return, and then June's wife arrives and keeps all money. The next morning, we see the people who were bitten by the zombie turn young, and they come out of their house being happy and passionate. On another side, June's family discovers that June's father went to his dream island to enjoy after stealing the money. The villagers discover about the zombie, and they also become passionate to become young. That's why they also let themselves bitten by that zombie one by one. But much time passed, and June and his family have earned a lot of money through that zombie. June's daughter feels bad about all this because she likes the zombie. She realizes that my family is greedy and how they are earning money while using this zombie. That's why she takes him to the forest one day and says, "Your well-being is to run from this village." Even he was a zombie, but he feels that she cares for me, and he starts liking her. He says, "I will not leave and will stay with you because I like to be with you." Later, a scene of a marriage is shown where the people bitten by the zombie were changing into zombies. They spread destruction, and there was a great hustle and bustle because they were biting the villagers. June's family gets scared to see this and hides in their house to escape and start preparation to fight with the zombie. June's brother has brought the zombie at the station to sell, but the zombies arrive here and were spreading destruction. To escape from them, June's brother leaves in a car while dropping the zombie there. On the other hand, the zombies move inside June's house while attacking. They move out of their house to escape, and they hide in a small van. Meanwhile, June's brother arrives now because he was in the car. He diverts the zombies' attention to his car while taking flares out of his gun. Getting a chance from it, he comes in the small van to his family. But June's wife was pregnant, so her condition gets worse. It is obvious she has to go to the hospital for this. June and his brother come out of the van and act like zombies. They reach their car while walking, but they haven't the car key because they were inside the car. They can't go out from there until then. The zombies have surrounded their car and they start attacking. Now, June's daughter comes to save them, but the zombies see them and they move forward to attack, but the main zombie who likes June's daughter saves her. June's wife delivers a baby in the small van, and now hearing the baby crying, the zombies attack towards the small van. Getting a chance from it, June moves into the house to bring the key, but a zombie holds and immediately bites him. He somehow finds the key and throws it to his brother, somehow comes out of the house and sits in the car. The family moves in the car, and the main zombie was there with the other zombies, and he burns them while sprinkling petrol at them. There was a huge explosion. The family was traveling. In the morning appears June also changes into a zombie because the zombie has bitten him, and the family members gets off the car to escape. June's father also returns from his island trip and says hi to everyone. The zombie has bitten June's father firstly, but surprisingly he didn't change into a zombie. He was absolutely fine, and they discover there is an antibody to the zombie virus in June's father's body. This virus can be treated with it, and he can make all the zombies fine with his power while biting them. Later, the worst condition of the country is shown. As the virus was spread badly, many zombies are shown standing in a lane out of place because June's father was biting everyone one by one. Everybody's virus was curing, and they were turning into humans, and in return the people give them money. After it, June's father bites his son and main zombie to make him fine. He changes into a human and starts living with them. Here, this movie ends.